Welcome to Sass and Slapshots, a podcast for women who love hockey by women who love hockey. We're here to give listeners weekly news, game analysis, and cultural hockey conversations from the perspective of two women who found hockey later in life. There's no shame in our game, from veteran fans to rookies just discovering hockey. Everyone is welcome to learn more and encouraged to become obsessed with the best sport on the planet. Let's dive like Ben into today's episode.
Hi guys, gals, and non-binary pals. My name is V.
I'm Sarah.
And we're so happy that you have decided to join us today on this Monday. Hopefully this is a great start to your week with this podcast with our voices in your ears. We are going to have a quick episode, and if I sound a little stuffy, it is because I am a little stuffy. I have a little head cold.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, we're supposed to interview Hockey and Heels Kat, and the day of her interview I was like so there was just no way, so we canceled that, and we have kind of put off the podcast the last possible minute just so like my voice can try to equalize.
And you feel better. It's hard when you're sick to do much of anything, much less get on here and get the notes done and get everything ready to go. So that's impressive.
Thank you. Thank you so much. But so much has happened in the hockey world this week that I was like, oh, no, we have to get on and we have to talk about it. But before we get into that, I wanted to shout out one of our Sasquatches, Liz Lincoln. Thank you so much for supporting us. She is a paid subscriber on our Substack page, and she has been since December, since we decided to do this thing. So thank you, Liz. You can go
Thank you, Liz.
Yeah, thank you. Snaps to you. You can go on our Substack, which is always linked in our show notes, and you can choose to support us monetarily on Substack. We really appreciate each and every one of you. It helps us do what we do and get paid a little bit for being crazy hockey gremlins. All right. So the biggest bombshell this week was about Empty Netters, which is a very popular hockey podcast. It's cishet white bros talking about hockey. And it started out by they decided to watch Heated Rivalry. And they said on their podcast that they loved it. And they brought on one of the actresses that played Svetlana. And, as somebody who is queer, I always want to like give hope to other people that aren't, boosting our voices, platforming us, coming around and showcasing that there is positive masculinity in the world, that there are allies out there. And so I was pretty pumped. I don't know much about Empty Netters outside of that they're hockey bros. I wasn't a listener.
I had heard the name before.
Yeah.
I in reference, I'd heard it. And so, but I never like went and watched them until everybody's like, oh, you got to watch the reactions. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went and I think I watched one of their reaction videos and I was like, like you, I'm glad they're supporting and I'm glad they're lending a voice to the community. And I never watched them again after that.
Yeah, me too. I was like, yay, gold star.
Yeah.
But it turns out that like so many allies, quote unquote, before, they were full of shit. An article came out that with text messages, with receipts of the showrunners basically talking crap about the show, about how it was just created for inclusivity boxes, how they called the actress that played Svetlana a derogatory name. And basically the community, especially queer people in hockey, were kind of like, yeah, that tracks. And he made an apology that was like the worst apology I've ever heard, So I'm not going to spend much time on it because I just don't believe it deserves much of our time. But that happened, and I'm always going to be somebody that like hopes allies speak out, right? I'm married to an ally, a white cis het man, we have an ally that writes for Sass and Slapshots. We interviewed him on episode 6, but I'm not somebody that's going to hinge all of my hope on that, Yeah. And when things come out that are like, womp, 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 I'm like, yeah, that's par for the course, like I'm not even disappointed.
I hate that for you.
Yeah. That's just the way it is.
I know, but as someone who tries so hard to be an ally that is needed, to hear that even now from you listening to this, and we've already talked about it, but even now I'm
Mhm.
welling up because it's like
Yeah.
I want you to be the ally you need, and in times like this, it's really hard when to hear you say that. It's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, and I hate it too, but it's just like I'm not even like disappointed. I'm not even really upset. It is a little snapshot of what we've been talking about in this
Yeah.
community and
Yeah.
in the world, really. Uh just little microcosm of an incident is exactly what we've been talking about
Yeah.
for eons, right? And so it's very interesting to watch it play out and to see people quote unquote giving them grace, which I'm just like, bruv, oh no. No, we don't give grace to people that are profiting off of the community and being shady about it and who sent those derogatory text messages. Like that happened recently. Like nothing's
Yeah.
changed, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, if you want to dig deeper into that, Threads is exploding
Yeah.
with
There's a lot
yeah,
on there right now.
there's a
Yeah.
lot. I'm sure you can Google it and figure it out. But as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned, like it's just par for the course and listen to people that are in the community, listen to your instincts. If you're like, this seems too good to be true, it likely is, friends. And I'm not saying that to like not have hope in allies because there are really good ones. But if they're profiting off of the community, just use discernment. That's what I'm going to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Some more news out of the NHL. That was heartbreaking. A couple weeks ago, the Senators announced that Ullmark would be taking a leave of absence. It was a statement. They're like, let's respect Ullmark and they let out a whole statement, and you can go look up the statement. I don't have it right in front of me, but then not even, I want to say 24 hours, there were rumors flying.
Yeah.
And they
I
weren't
sent you
good
I
rumors.
sent you a message.
Yeah, they weren't even good rumors. Like, these were,
Yeah.
like, horrifying rumors, and they were everywhere. I mean, it went
Mhm.
out and it was everywhere.
That's
So
why,
you can
like,
also look that up.
I thought they were true because I saw one thing and I was like, "Mm," and then I saw another thing and I texted you. I was like, "This might
It's
be a thing."
everywhere. Yeah,
Right.
it went everywhere and quickly.
Mhm.
And so the Senators put out another statement saying, "No, no, we're not doing this." And I
Mhm.
actually really appreciated what they said because they didn't sugarcoat anything. They were like,
Mhm.
"This needs to stop." And I agree with that.
Mhm.
But Linus Ullmark is a 32-year-old Swedish goaltender for the Senators. So then we find out that he did an interview, and what was going on is he was having some mental health issues. And he went to management. And he was like, "Listen, I'm having a problem." And they were like, "Okay, let's get you where you need to be." And he had to do an interview speaking about this when it was supposed to be something I'm sure he wanted to keep with himself and his family and the coaching staff, and within that space while he was dealing with this. And because of these rumors, he had to come out and say, "This isn't what happened. Like, this is not at all what happened. I'm having mental issues. I was having anxiety and panic attacks, and I needed time. I needed help." It was so heartbreaking, like, watching it and knowing that this was probably something he needed to deal with in private before coming
Mhm.
forward to anybody else. And one thing that's always bothered me is we are not owed the
Mhm.
personal life of a player or an athlete. We are not owed that.
Mhm.
We get to watch them play, and
Mhm.
that's great, but we are not owed their
Yeah,
personal lives.
that's as privileged as we get.
Right,
They
right.
don't yeah.
They don't owe us anything.
Right, they're people, like, with, their own
Yeah,
lives, you know?
yeah, right. I'm not gonna give out my personal information. Like,
Right.
it's his life, his family, and I can't even imagine what his wife went through
I mean,
hearing
it
all of
was
this.
really derogatory and
It was
gross and
awful. It was
yeah,
awful.
it was really bad, and we're not gonna talk about the exact rumors because they don't even deserve our
Correct.
attention.
Right. They don't even
But
deserve a mention.
yeah, the interview, I only saw snippets of it. I did not watch the whole thing. We'll link the whole thing in the show notes, but Allmark said, I messed up and I need help. And I
Yeah.
saw a clip of the video that showed he was having panic attacks in the
Mhm.
crease during the
Mhm.
games, and that's
Mhm.
when he realized that he needed to go on leave.
Yeah.
And again, it
And I
just
appreciate that. Like,
right.
I appreciate that because I've had panic attacks before, and I know how, like, just debilitating they can
Mhm.
be. And for him to say, "I don't want what I'm going through to affect the team and
Mhm.
how we're playing, so I'm gonna take a step back and fix what's going on with me," and I appreciate that. I think that was such a not wonderful. I think that's such a brave thing to come forward and say
It's brave,
is
mature, and it shows that he understands that he's part of something bigger than just himself.
right.
But
And mental
also
health matters,
right, that's another
you
thing,
know?
like, I hate that he had to deal with this in public and he came out on this
Yes.
interview. I hate that he even had to
Yeah.
have the interview, but what I do appreciate, what the silver lining is, hopefully that interview makes people think before they post, A,
Yes.
and B,
Mhm.
I hope it gives some leeway to other professional athletes to know that it's okay to need help with their mental health.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And create that space that it's safe to say that, and it's
Mhm.
safe to go ask for help.
Mhm.
So I think it was brave of him to do that interview. It broke my heart.
Yeah.
Like, watching it was just
Yeah.
again,
I mean, you can tell in the
I'm gonna
interview,
tear up
he's
so many times during this episode.
I know.
But it was definitely one of those times where I'm like, I need to, as someone with and it's a small platform. Like, I have a small platform, but even with the small platform, need to make sure that everything I say, everything I post needs to be credible, and it needs to
Mhm.
be, you know, not having to do with
Salacious shit like that.
right, right. And I haven't, you know, done that, I don't think.
Yeah, are we perfect? No. Not by
Right.
any means, but, like, we both have struggled with mental health as well, and it's just another facet of the NHL, like, with empty netters, it's like this other thing that is so stigmatized. It's like anything but this very binary masculine type
Yeah.
is shameful and shouldn't be included, like, that's the old, boys' way of thinking, like,
Yeah.
you have to look like this, you have to be like this, you have to be a brick wall with no emotions, and that's just not the case. These are real people with real
They're humans.
lives
Yeah.
and real
Yeah.
issues,
Right.
and I think, it inspires me to think deeper and be more careful about what I see and
Yes.
what I believe.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and, our hearts go out to the Ullmark family, and like you, I was pleasantly surprised with the senator's response.
Mhm.
But mental health absolutely matters. Take it seriously. No one wants to see you in a situation that is irreversible. At the end of the day, hockey is a game and you
Right.
have a life after hockey and
Mhm.
when you aren't on the ice, and that matters more.
That matters. Yep.
Yeah, that was the Olmark situation. So it was a heavy week,
Yeah. I feel like we've had, like, a month of heavy.
right? It's like, shit.
So, every week is heavy.
Every day, the
Again,
horrors.
yeah, but like you said, maybe there's a silver lining that Olmark was brave enough to step forward, and it creates a space for players to say, "I'm not okay."
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And I mean, I believe didn't Lehkonen there were a few players on the Avs that took a leave of absence. No, it was Gerard, wasn't it? Sammy G. Yep.
Sammy G.
Sammy G took a leave of absence. And then of course Valerina Chushkin also did because of addiction issues. But there have been several people in the Avalanche that have done that as well. And you know, I never saw a rumor catch like wildfire like that with them. And it's just very interesting how it all
So
happened.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so quick, so quick. I was shocked at how quick it took hold.
It was crazy.
And when I saw it, because I mean, we both saw it, we both were like, What? Huh?
Yeah.
What? What?" Like, I don't even think that was
I
it
really thought
wasn't,
it
"Oh
was
my
true
god."
because it spread so quickly and there were accounts that are typically pretty on the nose about their reporting and I was wrong and I'm okay to admit that. I'm glad I didn't post anything about it. Um
Right.
But yeah, it was a lot. But
there is one happy, so I have to say it, and I posted it. We
Okay.
have a new member of the Avalanche family. Scott and Brittany Wedgwood had their second.
Where did you find out?
So I actually found out there is a writer that works with the Avs who posted on Blue Sky.
Nice.
And he was like, yeah, Wedgwood's not on the ice because Brittany and Scott had their second child yesterday.
Yay.
And then someone else posted it and they were like, congratulations to the Wedgwoods. And I was like, oh my gosh, their baby's here. And then it was all over socials. So
yeah. That's awesome. Congratulations to the Wedgwood family.
Yeah.
Now we're just waiting for Taves and his wife to give birth, hopefully before the Olympics.
Yes, please.
But if not, he'll be there.
But if he doesn't go to the Olympics, I'm starting to be like, okay, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay if that doesn't happen because, our injury bug is kind of hurting right now. So
yeah, we just
and
found
family.
out that
Obviously, we've said that first. That's number one. But injury bug as well.
We run our business. That's the way they should run theirs.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah. I bet Team Canada and Team USA are like because Marchand is out, Landy is out. I know that who else is out?
I am pretty sure Nylander got hurt again.
Nylander is out. I put that on our notes. Yeah,
okay, I'm sure Nylander's out again.
It's a lot, and obviously Landy's on Sweden. But I bet the Olympic teams are kind of like, oh no. But anyway,
yay!
We're gonna switch, which is a really great transition that we're doing, to the PWHL because this Sunday in 2 days for me and Sarah, it's the Takeover Tour. And if you don't know what the PWHL Takeover Tour is, we're going to give you like a brief overview of it. Amy Shear is the Executive Vice President of Business Operations for the PWHL. And she basically leads the league's business strategy, marketing, partnership efforts. She is a boss bitch, is who she is. Like, we wrote about her a couple of months ago about the Ottawa situation and how she basically told the city of Ottawa off, and it was chef's kiss beautiful. She's been in sports forever. She's worked with the NFL, the WNBA. She's incredible. And so now she's pretty much the head of the PWHL. So she stated right before this year's season that the PWHL is trying to expand to at least 2 to 4, she said. I'm of the belief it's more on the 4 side. Teams in North America, so Canada and America. And so the way that they test this out is they have takeover tours. And last year they did 8 cities. So the highest attended last year during the takeover tour was in Vancouver, which was a little over 19,000. And then the lowest attended was Buffalo, which was a little over 8,500. And during the first takeover tour, a little bit over 123,000, I believe, was the total attendance. So this takeover tour is extremely popular, and it is meant to measure the viability of a sports market to bring a PWHL team to. And so this year, they basically doubled the takeover tour, which
it's been great.
Yeah, which is awesome. And I love seeing the numbers. Yeah. And so this year, they're coming to Denver twice, which I am super pumped about. Yeah, and I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe that we're going to get a team. We are the first place that chanted, "We want a team" during last year's takeover tour. And it was a huge deal. An estimation of 80% of attendees experiences their first ever PWHL game going to the takeover tour. And social media engagement during this whole tour led to 30% increase in league-wide followers. And I bring up this point, over 16,000 pieces of PWHL gear was sold. Like, this is...
Yeah.
When people say everybody watches women's sports, this is what we're talking about.
Yes.
These are sold-out stadiums. These are sold-out merch stores. This is fan engagement.
Huge.
Online and offline. It's just an incredible thing that they do that is just freaking genius.
Yes. And there were 2 attendance records that were set for professional women's hockey in the U.S., and this was last year, 14,000 18 fans in Denver, and then it was broken by 14,288 fans in Detroit. So again, I was there last year.
So was I.
It was an absolute blast.
I can't
had
believe
so much
that we
fun.
were there together, but we didn't know.
I didn't know it, right? I had no idea who
We had
each
no
other were
idea.
at that point. But the energy was just insane.
It's the best.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
And I at that time, Victoire was
What
who I was
up?
cheering for. Yes, girl, I got my
Yes.
my
Oh.
bedazzled hockey puck that I absolutely love. It's like sitting up here so I can see it.
Oh,
while we
shout out
record.
to
Yes, I'm gonna say it wrong. Seychelles.
You know what?
Anyway, she does bedazzled pucks, and
She's
are phenomenal.
great, and I can't wait to buy one.
I know,
when we
they're
get a
so
team, I'm buying one.
Right.
Yeah, I was there as well, and it was actually kind of funny because I don't know if you remember this, but the merch last year was so limited because they had a snowstorm in Atlanta.
Mhm. Yep.
Which is funny because now we have another snowstorm
Right.
right before.
It's gonna happen again. I'd be mad, but I'm holding off, and I know that sounds terrible because I want to support the PWHL so much.
Same, and it's
I'm
important to
holding
support with your
off-
dollars. But
Right. But I want a team so bad, and I know that like once the team gets here, I'm gonna be all in. Like there's gonna be jerseys everywhere. Like there's gonna be merch everywhere. So like I'm just holding off. And if they announce this time that it's not Denver, I'm gonna have to go all in on a team.
I'm gonna be fucking pissed if it's not Denver, to be honest. And I think everybody else in Denver is gonna be too, because we are showing out. Literally, like, yeah, we really want a team. And I still think that it should be the Denver Demons and Lucifer should be the logo, the mascot.
I love it so much.
Amy Shear, you know my number. If you don't know my number,
Call me.
I'm everywhere. So I have other ideas.
But I would love even like the Yetis, because I think having that I just love the foot, and we don't seem to be using it anymore for the abs.
Right.
So like the Yetis would be amazing, but I highly doubt that one.
They're not going to go with either of our choices, even though they should.
I just love the Yeti foot. It's so sick.
I am also just like holding out. Like Joe actually bought this Victoire jersey, and I'm holding out everything for the Denver team. So
I know.
I'm very excited. It's this Sunday. They're doing a bunch of signing events beforehand at Family Sports Center as well, which you can check out the information on the PWHL socials and their website. They have it all posted. It's something that I've been looking forward to since they announced it. We're going to this game and we're going to the next game, which brings us to the big announcement. Drum roll, please. The Sass and Slapshots podcast has been sponsored by Woody Creek Distillers. It is a huge, huge deal to be sponsored this early on in our venture, but it is also an honor because they were the league's first U.S. Premier partner, and they are the designated official spirits provider of the PWHL. They reached out to me a couple of weeks ago, and they are sponsoring Sarah and myself to go to one of the Takeover Tour games. And they're also sponsoring us to go to Colorado versus the Wild.
So excited. That's absolutely just mind-blowingly fun and exciting. And when you texted me, it was one of those times where it was like, is this wait, what? Is this happening?
Yeah. I got that email, and I was just like, I like froze. I was like, this isn't real life, right?
Right.
But it is.
This can't be real. I know.
Yeah. It's really incredible to be recognized by people in the community and be getting seen by the right people. So I know that there are those listening that are like, wait, V, aren't you sober? Yes, I am still very sober, which, you know, I have been alcohol free during this administration, and I am proud of myself for that.
I would say that deserves like a whole round of applause.
I mean, holy moly.
Girl.
That's not to say that I don't smoke, because I do. But yeah, I don't hate people that drink. I don't look down upon drinking unless it is a health hazard or something that you're doing as an addiction. My best friends drink, Sarah drinks, my husband
do.
drinks. Like, it's fine, you know? It's just a choice that I have made. And all of the locations have NA options at Woody Creek.
Love it.
So, you know, it really doesn't feel like something that is a conflict for me.
Yeah.
And Sarah has a background in distilling, I believe.
I do. So I am from Kentucky. So I've mentioned that before.
Mhm.
We are a big bourbon country. That's what we
Mhm.
call ourselves. We are bourbon country.
Mhm.
And so when I went for my MBA, I decided to do a concentration in the distilled arts, and I'm 2 classes away. I'm so close. I'm paying for it, so all those things you got to kind of
Oh, yeah.
pay for it as you can. But
Right.
I'm two classes away from finishing that, and the distilled arts was such a fun concentration in the MBA because it's such a huge market over there.
Right.
It's massive, and at that time I didn't know I would be living in Denver, and I really wanted to work in the distillery marketing business.
Mhm.
At that point, I'm a huge bourbon fan, and I'm really excited to partner with Woody Creek and see what their options are.
Yeah. It just felt like a very natural partnership and collaboration, and I think that we will enjoy that for a very long time. And
Yay!
I'm happy that not only have they sponsored the PWHL, I'm happy that they are looking to people like us that are talking about the PWHL and meeting hockey's moment, as well as, you know, with women that are interested in hockey, queer people that are interested in hockey. It's great to partner with people that see the vision and understand it and want to support that with their dollars. So that
Yes.
is the biggest announcement. That's the
Yay!
thing that we've been teasing for a couple of weeks, that, yeah, we are sponsored. We are super psyched. We're getting paid to go to hockey games now, which is absolutely wild. Never in
Wild.
my wildest dreams did I think this would happen,
Yes.
but it's here. It's happening.
And I'm just so thankful.
Yeah.
Like, it's a dream. And I think we've said this so many times, and I will
Mhm.
continue to say it, and people will probably get annoyed with me. But it's such a dream to be able to talk about something you love
Mhm.
and to be able to bring a voice to a sport that needs it,
Mhm.
in all honesty.
Yeah.
And
Very clearly.
I'm just so thankful for people who see that and
Mhm.
are coming, and new fans, new sponsors.
Yeah.
It's a dream come true. So thank you to all of our listeners. Thank you to Woody Creek. Thank you to Double Hockey Sticks. Thank you to, I mean, there's so many people out there that have supported us from the beginning that
Mhm.
I couldn't even, it would take an hour to name all of
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah.
But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you for allowing us to do this.
Yeah, I mean, like, when we started this late last year, I was like, "This is gonna be fun." I had no expectation at
Yeah.
all, you know, and 5 months later, yeah, we're sponsored and we're going to hockey games, and
Yes,
it's great.
it is.
Now we're gonna talk about the top 5 in the NHL right now as of Friday, January 23rd. Obviously, the Colorado Avalanche.
I I always love saying that.
Ugh,
Top of the NHL right now, your Colorado Avalanche.
for many weeks running. We
Yeah.
have a 12% prediction of winning the cup, which is beautiful. Next, we have the Carolina Hurricanes, and they have an 11.4% chance. The Detroit Red Wings, 3.8%. The Minnesota Wild, 7.2%. And the Tampa Bay Lightning, 11.8%. And all of these teams have kind of been just rolling around the
Yeah.
rankings. I think
Yeah.
the 5 that I mentioned and then the Stars have been just swapping places every week.
It's so weird seeing that and seeing top 5 in the NHL and not seeing the Stars. Like,
Yeah.
that to me is mind-boggling. But again, it could happen to any team at any time. And the Avs are fighting an injury bug right now, so anything can happen. We're still
Oh, yeah.
months away from playoffs. Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen, and the trade deadline's coming up, so, like, it's yeah, which I'm very, very nervous about.
And by the way, shout out to Ryan and his article on Panarin. I loved it. If you haven't checked that out, please go check that out. It was a great
We'll
article.
link it in the show notes. Yeah, it's funny because I saw it on my timeline before he texted me his article, because we always text each other our articles just to
Yeah.
go over them and see what each other thinks. And yeah, I saw that before and I quoted him, and then I checked my messages and his message was there. I was like, oh, yeah, I already saw this. This is so good.
Yeah.
And
Such a good
actually,
article.
Ryan's going to be writing about the empty netters and heated rivalry situation as well. He agreed to
Nice.
write about that from his perspective. So I'm
Now,
excited about that.
I have talked with Neil, who is
Mhm.
my husband,
Mhm.
about the trade, and he wants O'Reilly. And after watching the Preds game the other night, I kind of agree with him. He was great.
I just
And
want
I was like,
anybody but Panarin.
right.
I'm like, I don't care who we put on the bench as long as it's not him.
Right. Washington, they can,
Yeah.
because I think that we're the two that they're
Yeah.
rumors about him going to is us and the Washington
Caps.
Capitals.
Yeah.
Right
They can
now.
go with Ovi. They would fit right in. The top three in the PWHL right now, Boston Fleet, New York Sirens, and Minnesota Frost. They've been pretty dominantly the top three for most of the season, so it's not shocking there. The Fleet are
It's insane.
unfucking believable, really.
Right.
I mean, Frankel, like, holy shit, she is just...
Jeez.
I mean...
Although I have to admit, I saw the video of Sarah Nurse
Mhm.
dancing last night. I was dying laughing. I was like, I get to see her on Sunday. I'm
so excited to see her and Hillary Knight. Like,
yes.
Oh my god,
yes.
I cannot wait. So
I know, I'm so excited.
I think the Fleet are gonna wipe up this season.
They might take it
I
this
think they're
year.
gonna take
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
They might get the Walter. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, like the Walter Cup rings, the championship rings just came out, and I don't know. I don't like them. I think that they are.
I did.
I think they're ugly. Really? You liked them?
I did. I liked the Frost logo kind of went off the ring a little bit. I like when it's a little funkier and not just like
a big
here's the
ol'
logo
slab,
slapped. And it kind of was, but it kind of went off the ring a little bit.
It was a
I was
little
like,
different.
oh, that's kind of a
Yeah.
nice little touch there. But in my opinion, all rings, even the Stanley Cup rings, I'm like, that is massive.
Like I'm never ever gonna wear that ever. Like I don't. Maybe I just don't
wear
get
my
it.
wedding rings. Like,
Yeah, like I wear
just...
my like little one that I have. I don't even wear it. Like my actual wedding ring is like huge, and I've actually broken it because it's so huge.
I just don't wear.
I like minimalist. Anyway,
yeah,
they just came out, and you can see them on all the socials. But I think it's gonna be the Frost and the Fleet battling it out this year. I really do, and I like that because I like alliteration. You know, that'll be fun. Do you want to go over the injury report?
Yeah, so some interesting ones going out here. We got injury reports. Let's see, Carlson for the Ducks, which I thought would benefit us, and it did not.
It did not. No, they played a really
Dostal
really
was
good.
just.
They played a good goalie game and they played a good defensive game, and we were off. So
we were just. It was not good. Anyway,
but I did enjoy seeing you every screen. I was like, I could feel your stress. Just by your posture.
My gosh. You texted me and I was like, they're like, slap the glass, girl. And I was like, I will when they give me something to slap the glass about.
It's just funny.
Right
like,
now they're
your
playing
posture is the same as my posture when I'm watching hockey games. Like my hand on my mouth. Like,
what are you doing?
Yeah, I could tell you were so stressed out. It was just really funny. I'm like, oh, there's my bestie.
I was over there like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But we were over there by Dostal twice, and he just stood on his head.
Yeah,
I mean, he was
insane.
Absolutely insane on that game.
Yeah,
because there were several of them, and I was just like,
yeah,
dude, what are you doing?
It was a very, very weird game. Anyway,
I'm going to say this name incorrectly, V. So if we need to cut it out and say it again,
I'll say it.
Ghostenbeher?
No,
Ghostenbeher?
We always say ghosties be here because that's what Joe says. It's so cute. Ghosties be here.
That's all.
Ghosties
Is that
be
how you
here.
say it?
Well, he's on the Hurricanes and he's out.
Yeah,
so
he's out. I say I'm gonna say this name wrong. I can tell you that right now.
Ghost Despair. Okay,
I kind of love that name though.
Ghost Despair.
I would absolutely have a jersey that just said "Ghost" on it.
Ghost, ghosty,
Ghost.
Yeah.
Anyway, for the Avs, still Taves and Landy. We got a new one last night. Or after the Ducks game, Colton was injured in the last few minutes of that game, so he is out. But we do have Kiwi Ranta back tonight for the Flyers. I know this goes out on Monday, so the game will already be played. But Kiwi's
hopefully
back.
We took a W. Yeah.
I am hearing rumors that Taves is going on the road trip and could be playing as early as Sunday.
Well, they had a season ticket holder event last night. Did you go?
I didn't.
No.
My husband was about to go on a work trip, so we were packing and doing laundry
Yeah.
and getting him ready to go.
Landy said that he would be back skating like next week. So, yay!
I don't see Landy back until after the
Olympic break. I think that would
Olympic
probably be
break.
best. But skating
But I
with like
think
the team,
Taves,
not skating
yeah.
on games.
I think we could see Taves as early as the Maple Leafs game.
I hope so. We
If I'm
really need our
hearing
defense.
things correctly.
Knock on wood. Speaking of wood, he's out.
Okay, so for the Blue Jackets, Wood is out still. He's been out for a minute, though.
Yeah.
Mikko Rantanen is out, but what I have heard is it's illness, not an injury, that he is ill, which feel better, Rantanen. Kapanen for the Oilers, Marchand for the Panthers, Kopitar for the Kings, Hughes for the Devils. He's going to be out. They decided not to do surgery. So I was listening to this today. They decided not to do surgery.
This is Luke, by the way.
Yes, sorry. I should have
you're good.
clarified.
Luke Hughes, Devils.
So he is doing just the physical therapy route. So it's not going to be as long as they thought initially. So good news for the Devils fans. Palmier for the Islanders, Shesterkin for the Rangers, Ullmark for the Senators, Nylander and Tanev for the Leafs, Demo for the Canucks, and Dubois for the Caps. So that's your injury report.
A lot of heavy hitters are out right now, but that's not surprising given where we are in the season. Right before break, it's always going to be like that.
It's always right before the break. And I think a lot of it is they play through this first half of the season with some pains and aches and stuff. And then when it gets close to the break, they're like, okay, it's time for me to step back and start getting healed before the big Stanley Cup push.
Right.
So
exactly. It's important to go out swinging and get as many early points as you can get. So they're all just very intense at the very beginning. And then you get to break where you can, have a break.
Take a break.
And then it's the playoff push, which is always intense. And then we'll get into playoff hockey, and that's going to be a whole different ballgame.
You and I during playoff hockey is going to be fun, man.
I'm fucking pumped. I am insane. Joe and I are insane. Like,
it's,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's intense. And someone posted the other day, like, to new fans, this is fun, but playoffs is a whole nother ball game. And they're right. Like, it is a marathon of hockey, and it is
my
up
favorite
and down
time of
and
year.
up and down and up and down and up and down. And it is it is intense.
Yeah.
So
it's
prepare
it's
your hearts now.
Right?
Yeah, prepare your hearts now. Okay, so Hockey 101, we're going to talk about goalie interference. Now, V and I will both tell you, no one knows. They can have the official description up and it will change.
Refs don't know. The league doesn't know. No one knows.
No one knows. But in hockey, the goalie is defending his crease, and that's the nice little blue circle or half circle above the net that the goalie is allowed to defend. If a player keeps the goalie from defending his crease, that is technically supposed to be goaltender interference.
Unfortunately, this rule is up for interpretation.
Right. There are times where I'm like, goaltender interference, it's going to be called back. And they're like, it's a good goal. And I'm like, what in the...
What? No.
Like, there will be a what was it with Wedge where he had his stick, an opposing player had his stick in Wedgwood's pads, like in his goalie pads, and they called it a good goal. And I was like, what are you doing?
I can't remember if this was the Ducks game, because both goalies had tripping calls during the, which is crazy, at the Ducks versus Avalanche game. And a Duck player knocked Wedgie's paddle out of his hands and then stepped on it, and they called a tripping call on Wedgie. So when it comes to goalies, no matter what the penalty is, it seems to be up for interpretation.
I say,
and I
could read.
Yeah,
I could read the rule book 7 different times and give you 7 different, like, this is what it's described as.
Like, this is,
but I can guarantee you,
no,
they don't go by that.
No, they don't. And the reason this is so important is because goalies are defending their crease. They are not defending their bodies, which is why in hockey, you do not touch the goalie, because they're not expecting any physical play like that. They're not defenders. They're not, offensive players. I mean, they are defenders of the net, but they're not defense,
Right.
They're not expecting to get hit like that.
And tackled.
And tackled, right. And so
I've seen that before many times.
Right. People plow into the goalie, people stop them from doing their jobs, paddles get knocked out. Like, that is all up for goalie interference. And sometimes it happens and it's not called. Sometimes it's like blatant to me that it's goalie interference and it's just like waved off. And it's the only time that I've ever seen Coach Bednar get actually angry is when Scott Wedgwood was run over, basically, and he was pissed. Yeah.
Well, and rightfully so, because like you said, they're not expecting that.
Right.
You know, they're expecting 90 to 100 mile per hour pucks coming at them.
Yeah.
They're prepared for that. They're not prepared for 200-pound men to come crashing into them. So it absolutely boggles my mind sometimes. And even Bednard, who has been coaching for a very long time, and players will come out and be like, I don't know.
Yeah. And you can see replays
I don't know.
over and over. And I just, and Ryan and I have talked about this quite a lot about how reffing just keeps getting worse and worse. And I really feel like we need to be talking about the reffing and the calling in these games and maybe, I don't know, reconfigure how they're trained, what the rules say, what's permissible versus not permissible, because there are some calls where I'm just like, this is not accurate.
Right. Well, and to me, it's even more frustrating when they're in the face-off, right? And the ref just holds the puck, and there's like 14 different times that they call off a player and they have to like pull in a new player. I'm like, just drop it.
The fucking puck. Like,
I get what you're doing and I get the rules behind it and I get what's happening here.
Right.
But when you start making it more about you,
it's the power. And of course it is.
Right. If they're an inch over the line, that is not going to gain them an advantage.
I would love to bring
drop the damn puck
onto the podcast and talk to them about their, because like it's not an easy job. I'm not saying it is, right?
Correct.
I mean,
I could not do it.
No. I mean, people are going, 20, you have Nathan McKinnon go 25 miles an hour on the ice.
Yeah.
You have pucks going 90 miles an hour. It's hard, it's a hard job. I mean, and there are 2 linemen and 2 refs, and then they have headquarters that basically call these games. And it's not going to be a foolproof system because we're humans and we make errors. But
yes,
with things like goalie interference, it's like there's a definition, there's a description, there are clear plays that are a penalty again, and we need to be like, we need to all agree on what that is.
Right.
For the safety of the player.
I think that's my frustration with it is there needs to be a clear guideline that everyone follows.
Right. And
because
I feel like
if
it
not,
needs to be
then you're allowing goals
reworked.
in this situation and not in this situation.
Right. It's hard to play when the rules of the game change every game.
Unclear. Yeah.
Right.
When they're unclear.
So that's goalie interference. No one knows.
No one knows.
It's kind of like a meme at this point in the NHL. It's like no one, like the points
really
don't matter.
knows.
It's like
in general, your goalie should be able to guard his crease.
Right.
That's the general, like that's the simplest that you can put it. They should be able to defend their crease, and if they can't, it should be goaltender interference.
Right.
But there's a lot more to it.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it. Don't touch
or Blackwood
or the lumberyard. Any of them.
The lumberyard. Just
don't,
any of them.
Don't touch Ottinger. Don't touch any of them.
Don't Grubauer. Just don't do
That's our episode. It was great.
Yay.
Some heavy things at the beginning, but some great news at the end, and we're just pumped about the PWHL Takeover Tour. I'm so excited to go with you. It's going to be great.
I can't wait to do the recap either. To talk about it after, because as excited as I am now, I know the day of, I'm just going to be undescribably happy, and I get to sit on the glass, and I am just and my girls are coming, and each time I talk about it, my littlest is like, I get to sit on the glass. I get to see the women play. I'm like, yeah. She's like, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I am really excited.
My eldest is a CJ fan, so she's excited to watch CJ.
And
CJ normally doesn't get to start, so I don't know if she'll get to see.
I really, really hope
them play, but if she does get to see them play, I'll be so excited for her.
Me too. And with that, thank you for listening to Sass and Slapshots. We will be back next week talking about our experience at the PWHL and whatever happens this week in the hockey world.
And we have a fun collab for next week.
I forgot about that. Yes, we are interviewing
Read Between the Sports.
Yeah. And then we'll be on their podcast at some point in the future. But we're super pumped for that interview. And then after that, we are interviewing Kat again because of my sickness. We had to reschedule. So look for those episodes in the future. And as always, stay sassy, my friends.
Stay sassy.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Sats and Slapshots. If you're craving more hockey content from us before next week's drop, have no fear. We're two chronically online hockey nerds. Check out our Substack, social media channels, and support links below. If you're interested in sponsorship or collaboration, feel free to reach out at sassandslapshots.com. Special shout out to our editor, Joe Bogomil, and our graphic designer, Corey Tyler.
We appreciate all of the support and can't wait to chat with you next week.
Bye.
Bye.